Okay. Thank you. The concept is there. They actually and so forth. What we're trying to do is just to dramatize some of the concept of Juneteenth. People learn in different ways, and we want to try to reach people in whatever way it is that you learn. Okay. Now. Back to the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. I want Brother Anaje to read this 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution, the Slavery Abolishment Amendment. There's some information you need to know.
All right. Amendment 13, Slavery Abolished, ratified 12/6/1865. Number 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States, or any place subject to their jurisdiction. 2. Congress shall have the power.
Let's start right there a second.
All right.
Okay. Read that first paragraph again.
All right. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
Okay, did you all understand what that meant? He's saying that slavery is abolished in America. So this is what freed our ancestors from enslavement. But the amendment also says slavery is, basically it says, but slavery is abolished except when you are convicted of a crime. And what does that mean? That means that if you commit a crime, it didn't say a misdemeanor, didn't say a felony, it didn't say what level of crime. Any crime, jaywalking, whatever, any crime, maybe jaywalking is a civil penalty, but any crime, and you are then remanded into the custody of the so-called judicial system, you are subject, according to the law of this land, that's in the Constitution now.
That's right.
To becoming a legal slave in the prison system. Yes, slavery still exists. Now, who are the most of the prisoners in this America? According to the statistics, the vast majority of the prisoners in the penal system locked up at all levels are people of African descent and Hispanics.
Sir.
Now, that means that they are subject to enslavement. They are, you see them along the road gangs. Next time you see the chain gang, look at them and see who they are.
That's right.
They're going to look basically like you.
They got
okay? This is what the 13th Amendment did. Excuse me. 13th Amendment is a trap door.
Yes, sir.
13th Amendment is a double-edged sword. It freed our ancestors, and then it has language in there that is going to enslave us further along. Okay? One of the things that we find out now is that the prison system in this country is being privatized.
Sir.
Prison stock is sold on Wall Street, on the New York Stock Exchange. You can buy it. I can buy it. So when they build prisons, who is going to go into those prisons? Who passes the sentences? The judges. We have documentation that judges in several jurisdictions own prison stock.
Sir.
Or their wives or their family owns it. Same thing. I mean, they sleep in the same bed, I guess. But the point is, it's self-fulfilling. They fill up the jails. You see, the jails cannot make money on the stock market if they're empty. They have to be full. Who fills the jail? The judges. Who profits from filling the jail? The same judges that sends you to jail. This is 13th Amendment legalized slavery, and it is in the Constitution. So don't think for 1 minute that you cannot be enslaved today, because you can, and it can get worse than that. Why do you think that there are multinational corporations that own, that have sweetheart contracts with the state and federal government to make their products? Okay, because they make their products from the prisoners who are in the jails making 15 cents an hour. Then they sell the products at $45. Who's benefiting? The prisoners? No. Same system that put us in slavery at the beginning. A same economic system that imprisoned us initially is doing the profiting. And this is all legal. And there ain't a damn thing you can really do about it, because it's in the Constitution. It's the law, the supreme law of the land. So what they do is, through the sentencing disparities, through the 3-strike laws and the other things, they lock our people up, and then they make them work for the city, for the state, for IBM or whoever else, making pennies, while the IBMs are making millions and millions. And what do our people get out of it? Nothing. No. What do IBM get out of it? Everything. They've got a ready labor force. They don't have to worry about paying nobody a livable wage. They don't have no benefits. They don't have to worry about nobody going on strike. Right. If you get sick, hey, the prison gonna take care of you. They don't have to worry about no annual leave. You don't take no vacation. And they don't have to worry about a willing labor force. Why? Because the prisoners want to work, because they don't want to be locked up all day. They'd rather get out here on the street, at least to breathe in the air, than be locked up in a cell all day. They don't want to be locked down. It's a sweetheart arrangement, and it is all legal. And we are the ones who are suffering. This is still enslavement in this country, still enslavement in this country. It's still there, and it's all legal. Now, is it right? No. But is it damn sure legal? Most of us read the 13th Amendment, and we forget about this part. But the 13th Amendment, the major part of it, freed our ancestors. If we're going to celebrate something, what do we have in the 13th Amendment days? You see, we ought to be having the 13th Amendment celebrations. This is what we ought to be doing, celebrating our ancestors' freedom. That's not celebrating them. Some guy who had no interest in us. It's part of our heritage. I want to shift gears here, because I think we beat this animal to death. You understand that this did not free us, and we see who freed us. When we go to New York, and we invariably do the tourist thing, go to the Statue of Liberty. Okay, we're going to see a statue that looks like this. This is what you're going to see. Statue of Liberty. Lady Liberty. Okay? Now, that's not the original Statue of Liberty. That's not the original Lady Liberty. That is the second one. The original Lady Liberty, which I'll show you in a second. Both statues were sculpted by a French sculptor. His name was Frederick Bartholdi in the late 1880s, approximately 20 years after the 13th Amendment. Okay? Bartholdi was not only a sculptor, he was an abolitionist sympathizer. And he wanted to make a gift to America that would commemorate our ancestors' freedom from enslavement barely 20 years earlier. So he crafted a Statue of Liberty, and I'm gonna pass this around. And this comes from the Library of New York City. He crafted this Statue of Liberty that has in her left hand the remnants of chains, which he meant to symbolize the chains of our enslavement when our ancestors were enchained. And at her feet are the rest of the broken chains.
Sir.
That's the statue that he wanted in New York Harbor. That's the original Lady Liberty. That's the original Statue of Liberty. That's the statue that he wanted to commemorate our ancestors breaking the chains of freedom, of slavery to free themselves. That's what he wanted in New York Harbor. Now, some people say, well, no, it doesn't mean that at all. The statue that he wanted was to commemorate America's freedom from Britain. That's the lie that they tell. And the reason it's a lie is because that freedom from Britain happened over 100 years earlier.
Tell it.
Okay? 100 years, 1700s. We're now 1880s. Okay? So the Statue of Liberty that you see in the harbor is not what he wanted. What he wanted was the statue that I passed around with the broken chains to commemorate our ancestors' liberation from freedom. Because he was an abolitionist sympathizer. That's why he made the statue that way. But of course, that statue, the first original statue, never saw the light of day. And I'll tell you something else. I caught hell just trying to get that picture that you see. I had contacted the Library of New York several occasions. At first they were saying, doesn't exist. Then they changed it around, we have no record of it. And when I persisted over months, they finally said, well, and I said, if you don't provide me a copy of the original Statue of Liberty by Frederick Bartholdi, I'm going to file a Freedom of Information Act request, and I will get everything that's in your library pertaining to this subject. They didn't want a Freedom of Information Act request because with that I could go to the press.
That's right.
I could show them up big time. Next thing I know, in the mail, special delivery, U.S. Whatever letter, and here it was. They didn't even explain why they sent it or anything else. I didn't care.
They just sent it.
This is what they denied. This is what they do not want you to see. You have not seen this in your history books.
Thank you.
They don't teach you this.
Thank you.
Okay? But what they teach you is the lie. That the Statue of Liberty that's now in the harbor commemorates America's independence from Britain. That is not true. That is categorically untrue. And they know damn well it's untrue. But they honored our ancestors. The French could honor our ancestors with this kind of statue. Why the hell can't we honor our ancestors? If the French could honor our ancestors with this kind of statue, why don't we honor our ancestors?
That's right.
Why don't we? Why are we still in ignorance and denial of our ancestors? If the French could do this, we could do this. We ought to be honoring our ancestors' courage. We ought to be honoring our ancestors' bravery.
Yes, sir.
We are to be honoring our ancestors' sacrifices. We are to be honoring our ancestors' memory on this day.
That's right.
Not Abraham Lincoln. We are to take his image down and trash it. Next time you see this image of Lincoln sitting high on his throne, you think white supremacy.
That's right.
Because according to the history and according to Lerone Bennett, that's what he was all about. He had one of the most racist administrations in the history of his country, according to the people who lived during that time. They said that he liberally told jokes about our ancestors and sprinkling it around with using the N-word like it was his own name.
That's right.
This is your president. This is your great emancipator who put forth this document that we just saw is a fraud and tried to get us to believe it. And we go around shouting and singing, talking about we free at last. We're not free at last through this document. We freed ourselves through our sacrifices, but these damn sure didn't get that way through this. The next time you see this statue or hear this man's name, you think imposter. Why do I say he's an imposter? Because he's sitting high on his throne. This imagery, hand me that portrait, brother. This image is nothing but the attempts of the aristocracy to dramatize a link to our ancient Kemetic ancestry. You see this? Megalithic, monumental statue. This is what they're trying to replicate. He represents white supremacy. This is King Ramesses II, a statue of him in Kemet, Egypt. Okay, he was the country, the head of the country called Kemet, that we call Kemet, the black land for the black people, or what the Europeans call Egypt. He was the pharaoh that had a country in which the national creed of the country was truth and justice, balance, order, harmony, righteousness, reciprocity. This is the creed of this country. This represents truth and justice. This represents white supremacy. Truth and justice, white supremacy. Truth and justice, white supremacy. This is what they're trying to get us. They're trying to associate this with this, and we buy into it. We buy into this lie. And so we see this giant statue and we weep. In Washington, D.C., there is another statue of Lincoln. He's standing there with an enslaved person and on his knees looking up. As if he's, come on boy, free you from slavery. When he himself was the enslaver. So when you see this, or you think of this image, you understand. You're looking at a white supremacist who is trying to transfer the symbology of monumental statues. He didn't make his own. This was done after him. But they knew of this. You know, all of the first presidents were Masons. They got their Masonic understanding from ancient Africa because they understood what ancient Kemet symbolized. And they tried to replicate the symbols in their government. That's why you got pyramids on the dollar bill. Now, I'm not going to go into this, a separate history, but we got to understand, they're trying to transfer our glory to this guy. And it ain't going to work. I want you to understand that. So I conclude this by telling you, know who you are, believe who you are, believe in your ancestors, give praise to the Creator for keeping us. Because had they not been free, none of us would be free. Okay. Thank you. Happy Father's Day. Happy summer solstice.
Ain't nothing to say about that, what the brothers just saying right there. You understand? When I talk to this brother, I'm on the phone for at least an hour. Listening. Because it gives me that kind of knowledge. And I love it every time I talk to him or hear him speak. Ain't nothing else to say. Ain't nothing else to say. He a fiery old man too, ain't he?
Presented as education. That's the only reason we get good people.
I agree with you, brother.
Education.
But and you know what? But we now got to take it upon ourselves. We can't let them schools out there teach our children. We got to do it ourselves. Cause like this brother just showed, we know they lying. We know they lying. So why would we put our children in the hands of them, in their hands? You understand? I agree with you 100%. And that's another reason why we need to build our own schools.
Right.
Now we got one in LA called the School of Marcus Garden, and there's some up in DC where it's all black. The building is painted red, black, and green. It's on 59th and Slauson? Somewhere up in there. Somewhere on Slauson. I think it's 59th and Slauson. Black teachers, black staff, black students. And these kids are reading in kindergarten in 3 languages. In the 5th grade, they speak in 3 different languages fluently. Kiswahili. Say that again, brother. Is he? Okay. See, so we got him. We just got to get one here. In Norfolk and Portsmouth. So, but look here, at this time, again, I want to give Brother Kwasi another round of applause. I was lucky enough to meet this brother when I first got out here, and I've been with him ever since, learning from him and helping him with whatever he needs, because that's a warrior and a Safo. That's what we call it, right there. All right, so I'm gonna bring up the rubber people again and let them throw down some more of that wonderful information in the rap style. I don't know if y'all understood them words, but they was throwing some heavy stuff around. So y'all come on up, give it up for the rubber people. Here, Bob.
Okay, before the rubber people come up, this may be inappropriate or appropriate, and at this particular time, we're few in numbers, but we'd like for you, on your generosity, if you have nickel, dimes, a quarter, put it in this little basket for us, please. Not that we're paying anybody for doing anything, but sometimes we need a little help. Okay, rubber people, it's on you. Thank you. Achei, cara, milhão.
Ain't no problem. You know, just play it. How you doing?
And if it wasn't for the music, I don't know what I'd do.
Red, black, green, red, cuts, braids, dreads, hips, hoes, pigs, feds, music, make you move your head. Quarter, whole, half note, music is my passport. Traveling in other realms, the sounds my transport. Rhythm, jazz, rock, roll, hip hop, reggae, blues, soul.
No music, I would lose it. Act a fool. Picture that means I ain't rhyming to this track. I ain't watch all them clubs get packed. No real, no ADAT, no music, dude. Nah, I wouldn't be able to play that. That means my soul sonic force never had a source, never find. Why my neighborhood is no remorse. Would be hard to endorse my life course. Too small for the sports, and I'm too smart for your judges' courts. When I start taking shorts, start bombing airports, no good use for airwaves in this silent craze. In this Aquarian age, the city stays in raid, can't gauge. Street poets ain't got a page. He's got a gun, not rhyming, blasting and thrashing. Got nowhere but despair to tune his passion. Now imagine my family in the Bronx in the 70s. Would have Herc said, I'ma let this poverty bother me? Would it bleed blood in the body instead of rocking the body? Drink the body instead of the music rocking the body. Hip hop exists because gang banging became fruitless. I'ma show this generation how to use this music.
Quarter, whole, half note, music is my passport. Traveling to other realms, the sounds my transport. Rhythm, jazz, rock, roll, hip hop, reggae, yeah, blues, soul, funk. Put the needle to the groove, dance to dance, to add spice to your life's enhancement. A new form of revolutionary transit. When I feel hurt, daddy, music's my bandage. I rock music when I rise and when I'm going to sleep. Bop my head to the percussion, just enjoying the beat. Vibe rising up inside me, got me in the flow and mood. Scared, show and prove. Hey, your jams don't groove, I disapprove. There's no room to get stuck, gotta stick and move. I'm steadily shifting and morphing form. My aura radiates circular shapes like water drops rippling the infinite pond. For real, you gon' deal with the infinite seal. Them really similar songs y'all be making is ill. You be illin', just overkilling the very underpilling. What other cats feeling over, just don't be. Frosty, the snowman, ice cats, you making me laugh. Looking like them Israelites worshiping that golden calf. It's time to get the math, encrypted, pit the grab, quit distributing trash. I'ma dig in you quick fast, watch me dash past. I take you out like trash bags and I laugh last. African drums returning me to the past like Sankofa. Wisdom, no understanding, I'd rather stand over. Red, black, green, red, braids, dreads, I like it. Music, make you move your head. Quarter, whole, half note, music is my passport. Traveling to other realms and sounds my transport. Rhythm, jazz, rock, roll, hip hop, reggae, blues, soul and funk. Put the needle to the, yeah. Dance, add spice to your life's enhancement. A new form of revolutionary transit. When I feel hurt, daddy, this is my band. Alright, we got one more song after this.
If it wasn't for the music, I don't.
False preacher, crip keeper, leecher off the blind thoughts, evil. Creeper, never speak what's on your mind, false people. Bumping their gums, then lip profess, but y'all see through. Keep talking, I'ma put you to the test like a teacher. To take the first step like a sneaker. Stop bigging up actions you don't practice neither, cause we see you. Your hypocriticism's off the meter. Your aura is weaker, I done peeped it in your ether. You liar, using technology like a lawyer. Your pants on fire, I'ma hit you with the water. New world order is hearing this, the fourth quarter. And yo, we at war with Lucifer, so don't loiter. That old serpent that hides behind snake skins, behind curtains, and in the form of fake friends. Divine purpose is making these devils nervous. They waiting in the crevice, we bring them to the surface, the surface.
What the lyrics I'm speaking, they must say they're really sweet. What the fuck's like for these
You give me hella stress and tell me how to behave.
Want me to be proud of my job, but I'm a slave.
Yo, still I walk upright, y'all is from a cave.
Living lavish and savage as they wave like punks.
Alibis thinking like skunk show.
For once, own up to your files and your fronts.
Cause what goes around comes around, dust to dust, ashes to ashes.
When the lightning
I
thrusts,
trust no one, cause cats be so hypocritical.
from 6 to 6:30, cats be different individuals.
Political figures love to tell you what you shouldn't do.
Mumbling and stumbling in their interviews.
But you can't dress your pig up with lipstick,
And
lipstick.
you can't hide racism with mystic.
Keep trying to tell you, but you just don't get it.
I got it, but you're too blind to spot it.
Yo!
If you have a belief that you don't believe, if you say you have things that you didn't receive, if the girl says she's real with a head full of weave, he say he independent yet forever in need, please, they be killing me with the false imagery, say my style is wild, but in your file you mimic me. You individually have 2 points of view. You are the foregoing expert on things you never knew. Over speak for a living with no substance given. I speak the truth to the youth in the booth, and I'm the villain. Your words I heard ain't the actions you preferred. Contrary and commentary, cause you're a herd. Words, since he's talking that is absurd. Ghetto, fabo, living in the suburbs. Liars on the flyer, retired a false mission, spitting answers and switching as we catch your contradiction.
People thinking they're doing God's service, trying to attack life. Alright? And these things will they do unto you because they have not known the Father, nor they're hypocrites. They're false. Amen. Until next week.
Thank you very much.
And thank y'all very much. And thank you, Brother Imhotep, for that lecture today. That added just another puzzle piece to the information that we've been gathering.
Oh yeah, right quick. We got an album, it's 10 months, we got that featuring those songs, except Black.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
We supposed to have Sister Norma. Sister Norma, she's gonna do a spoken word, but she said that she wants this brother to do it. That's what I'm talking about. So go ahead, give it up to Sister Norma
Facts.
and Brother Fats.
I like how the universe is working. This is how I know we're waking up. You know, I wear the shirt, she writes the poem.
There you go.
She's over there, I'm over there. We come together, and all of this has just been going on. I don't know what's been going on in y'all lives, but me and my wife, everything is really starting to come together. So it's gonna happen. Us waking up is inevitable because everything goes full circle. So we just need to put ourselves in the places we're supposed to be, mentally, physically, spiritually. That's pretty much the science and everything. But
That's right.
melanin, the very wonderful gift from God. Melanin is a very wonderful gift from God. That's why me and my blackness are not at odds. Melanin was never, ever fried in any type of pan. That's why it can't be blown away with any fan. Melanin protects me from the sun and mankind heat. That's why many of life's odds I can always beat. Melanin with God's love, the darkness of my pigmentation season. Therefore, to hate it, I can never find any kind of reason.
That's right.
Melanin gives me that sense of an all-seeing eye. That's why with love, I will always show me, myself, and I. Melanin can and will always make me very, very proud. That's why James Brown was able to shout it out loud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. My blackness I will always respect like a piece of gold. With any unkind word or deed will it not be sold. My blackness floats from head to toe like a river. That's why I can respect it always like a silver. Melanin was never from God any kind of curse. That's why with love and the prayer found it nurse. That's why with love and the proper nutrients, it nurse. Thank you. This is Miss Norma Owens.
All right, thank you, brother. And at this time, we're gonna have Brother Daniel. You got some spoken word for us, Brother Daniel? Come on up and put it down, brother.
All right, put it on down. Come on around, put it on down.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm extremely nervous, so God bless you all. These are my poems I used to write when I was younger. And it's to uplift the black woman. Because we all need upliftment. But we want to start with the mother of civilization.
True. All right.
So that we can, because they're the ones who hold our babies.
That's right.
And train our babies and raise our children. So we have to uplift our women and give them respect and love and consideration. When we start with the mother of the earth, then the man, of course, can step out front once again.
That's right.
Let me stop talking. Black woman, she who mystifies me. Is there no end to the radiance of your beauty? When you smile, the air freshens into a cool breeze. A kiss from your lips would still the seas. Gentle as the dawn, quiet as it's kept. In the bosom of your heart is where my love once slept.
All right.
Your voice as sweet as a bird's song singing to the rising sun. After a soothing melody, a new day has begun. When I look upon your face, I see the coolness of the night. Smooth, dark, and mysterious, yet one beautiful sight. I sit and wonder how a goddess in disguise could have so many stars twinkling in her eyes.
Come on with it, right?
Your hair is a crown, styled with elegance and grace, as it accents the features of your warm and lovely face. Your feet are so smooth and graceful as you walk on the seven seas. You move your body as gently as the wind blows through the trees. The sun will rise and the night will fall, but you, black woman, are the most beautiful of all. Your style is exquisite. Your tastes are superb. You carry yourself with calmness that even the stormy weather can't disturb. As the moon sits on the night, you are seated upon your throne. Queen of the universe, the earth is your home. Your emotions are soft and tender as your smile, especially as you care for a beautiful newborn child. Your style is the latest, black woman, you are the greatest. So make all your dreams come true, because that you have more than enough power to do. Peace and love. God bless. I'm still nervous.
Good, brother.
Thank you, Brother Daniel. Now, he didn't sound nervous to me. Did he sound nervous? I think he did a wonderful job. Thank you, brother. And now Sister Angela Smith ain't here. So we're gonna move on. And at this time, we're gonna have Baba come up and close us out.
Okay, everybody stand real quick. Hold your hands. We said in the beginning, there was darkness, and the Word was the Word, and the Word is ancestor. Kula kula, the egu, puto, the egu. We say, as we are here today, we're thanking God Almighty. Well, let us breathe, come up for this beautiful, enlightened energy that we're going to take and spread around to the next person who's not here today. So, God, ancestors, peace, love, happiness. Ashe.
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 Harambe.
Harambe.
Pull it together.
Thank you all for coming, and please spread that word.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Why are you up there, Willie?
I got some girls. No worries, we can put this in.